Hi Aquarius, here's a general look at your solar chart for December 2011, and may I wish you happy Christmas. Now, this is a progressive phase, and that means friendships, group efforts can be highlighted, but also that you are able to start progressing with something that maybe you've been waiting to do, or waiting to get, or waiting to get organized. The governing factor this month, however, because it does look like a very sociable month, which is no surprise given the festive season, it is not so much what you know as who you know, and it's all about contacts and making new contacts and acquaintances and even friendships, and getting in with a club, even a group, a society. Mixing and mingling and rubbing shoulders with certain people. So very sociable, generally friendly vibe. You will be a little bit in the background of things, though, I think, sort of hiding your light a little bit for some reason up until the 21st, because Venus is in a very background area. But from the 21st onwards, then it's real sort of full-on party time, basically. So, as I say, it's all about everybody kind of having, it's about get-togethers, it's about teamwork, though, as well. Very good for networking, over the wires, this kind of thing that I'm doing here, blogs and forums and that sort of stuff. And techno, it's very techno where the sun is at the moment, and very futuristic as well. So there might be something you've been wanting to get your hands on, or something you've aspired to, and this is all lit up at the moment, and particularly when Venus after the 21st comes into your sign, you're likely to be able to get your hands on that thing, or draw that person to you more easily. So maybe you're keeping your feelings to yourself, perhaps at the moment. Maybe it's a little bit like that, but as I say, from the 21st that changes. So up until the 21st, you could find that you've got to put your own feelings and desires. You can't be kind of full on out there with something, and you just got to just be this helpful little person. And I was going to say little, but no, you don't have to be little. But this helpful person, because where Venus is, it's in that area of higher service and compassion, you see. So you might just find yourself being the shoulder for somebody else to cry on, or you will just be in situations which, even though it's a very sociable time, as I say, there's a certain amount of you, a certain bit of you kind of held back. And this is not a time, to let others step on your boundaries either, because this is your time for holding back. Definitely a time to chill out, to take some rest and recuperation, and whenever you can make the space for that, that is really, really important. Now Mercury is in a very sociable area along with the Sun. Even the Sun's going to be moving out of there on the 22nd. Mercury is still going to stay there until into January. And that means that you can get a lot of information and learn loads from this rubbing shoulders and mixing and mingling that you might find yourself doing, and new friendships that you've got, or friends. There's also likely to be a lot of mental energy connected to all of that, lots of chit-chat going on, but also you furthering your aims, you progressing with things. Again, the techno stuff as well comes into sharp focus there. Again, not what you know, but who you know, and what they can tell you, what sort of Chinese whispers going around, what's new on the block sort of thing. And you will be inspired towards thinking in a very different kind of way, or being sort of informed so that you can make an informed decision, or informed sort of choice. For several months, Mars will be sensitizing your feelings, because it is in a area to do with your inner self, your sort of deeper self. So it's terrific for any intuitive, psychic, healing type work, counselling type work, and it's also terrific for you slowly to gear shift from one level of whatever it is, experience or in a relationship or whatever it is, to the next. But Mars is going to be there until next July, just past mid-year. So, which is very unusual, and you want to be able to make the most of this. So there'll probably be a lot going on inside of you, and you'll have to keep your cards close to your chest with certain people. It seems to be that you're taking an awful lot in, and you're learning an awful lot at this time. And emotionally, as I say, a little bit raw every now and again, because you are evolving really fast with this one. And some things come as a little bit of a surprise, or just rock the boat a little bit. Also, another aspect of this Mars transit is that Mars stirs things up wherever it goes. It's a bit feisty, Mars. So it's also about financial things, property matters, and also joint contracts or agreements that you have. And every now and again, you may be wondering about those. You and someone can have a joint share in something, but you and someone have to be kind of clear about things, and maybe every so often sit down and have that heart-to-heart talk, and not that sort of, because what can happen with Mars here is you get these pent-up emotions building and building and building, and then the cork explodes out of the top of the bottle and splatters it all over the walls, and it's not a pretty picture. So forewarned is forearmed, and that's really, what more can I say. You get to know yourself an awful lot better, but you may at times be kind of preoccupied about things like money, space, resources, and especially that upon you rely upon another for whether you like it or not, you see, and kind of though they can be relying on you to play your part or to give something to them in return. So it's like a sort of a swap or an exchange. Let intuition be your guide, and let that gut knowing shine the way on the path towards you. Yet another way this might express itself, this Mars transit, which is quite a long one, which is why I'm going into it a little bit here, is that it can give you very, very passionate or intense feelings about somebody or something, and vice versa. It might get somebody feeling very passionate or intense about you. Hopefully, it's both ways, and then it's kind of ideal, so that's sorted, because then that's the criteria of Mars pretty much met, Now, Mercury is staying retrograde until mid-month, so that will be a phase of, again, maybe you sizing up people, feeling your way, feeling your way through certain situations, certain sort of social situations, and then Mercury goes direct from mid-month, and then that's you beginning to understand how things stand, and who or what or where you can rely on. From the 22nd, you could be beavering away, or pulling strings in the background, just kind of keeping an eye on things. And there's going to be a solar eclipse as well, which is going to be happening in a very fun area for you, a total solar eclipse. So that means there can be new beginnings related to the social life, also with romance. So that can mean lovers, and also it can mean new beginnings around children or animals as well. And a new beginning where your sense of confidence and personal power is concerned. So it's going to be in a very, very good angle to your sun sign. So that really is very good news for you. Now every month I go over the further out, slower moving planets from Jupiter to Pluto. If you want to leave this video now, you can, because I'm just going to skip through these. You can go to my website and read a little bit more about those there. Jupiter is staying at the root of your chart until June. Again, that's a really nice place for Jupiter to be. It just promises an increased sense of stability in your life. However, because it is about expansion and learning through doing, you might be on quite a learning curve related to where you are anchored, externally but also internally, and there can be some ups and downs, but overall this is a very positive vibration. Jupiter being a very benevolent force, and it's really good to have that Jupiter energy at the root of the chart, because it will work out. And it will work out okay. So that means for some of you, your base of operations could change. It means that you might have intermittent access to an environment you prefer. It might mean that you're traveling more, or it might mean that you're learning an awful lot from just the neighborhood around you, the people in your locality. You're just learning so much. And again, as I say, you begin to feel more emotionally anchored and settled over this long transit of Jupiter. Now Saturn gives you an increased ability to kind of stay in a box of focus and concentration on something. Some of you during this long Saturn transit, which has been going for over halfway done now, and it's coming up autumn 2012, some of you will have taken up training or formal education, building new mental structures through academia, or through developing your communication skills, speaking, writing, taking all of that more seriously, plugging away at it, being rather dogged and self-disciplined, because that's what Saturn likes. That's the way Saturn works. And no instant success with Saturn, just a steady rise. If you kind of, just understand what Saturn likes to see is a steady rise to the top. Saturn rules the goat, which walks, very, very carefully and cautiously up to the top of the mountain. So some of you will be questioning the relevance of some of your past ideologies and aspirations, because it kind of, when you see the harsh reality of it, it doesn't look so clever. But again, Saturn is actually also in an area where you're learning an awful lot, and even though you might come down to earth with a bump, experience taught is dearly bought and worth its weight in gold. Uranus, your ruling planet, will be working out of Aries for 7 years, or just under 7 years, and that will change the way you think, just your interchanges, the information exchange on a daily sort of basis, but also it again as well is about learning and academia, or maybe not very high level academia, but it'll be give you wonderful opportunities to suddenly get insight into things, have a little epiphany every now and again. That's what that was all about. I always wanted to know, well, that's how it works, or that's what they're like here, or that's what that word means, so it's about you getting your head around new concepts, basically, and having lots of little mini surprises going on. This kind of sort of scintillating energy of Uranus is going to affect the community that you're in, or the feeling that within you to do with the community that you're in. And again, it's a planet which is to do with awakening, so it will help to awaken you to a more expanded awareness, really. You Aquarians born 21st to 22nd of January, or with the first couple of degrees rising, will feel this vibration mostly this month. Neptune's gone back into the end of your sign, meaning that you Aquarians born in the last 2-3 days or degrees of Aquarius maybe away with the fairies, or maybe others say that, or you're being very idealistic at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you keep at least 1 foot on the ground. It can be very it can bestow this energy can bestow a wonderful creative imagination, or it might mean that your psychic ability is being developed as well, your healing, etc. is being developed. But you just got to keep, as I say, at least 1 foot on the ground, and keep that head on your shoulders, which of course you're never going to lose, because you've got a very, very strong intellect, Aquarius. For many years to come, Pluto will continue to root out old habits and knee-jerk responses which are maybe counterproductive and always get you going down the same old dead end, and help you to slay the demons there. And you Aquarians born January the 25th to the 29th with 5 degrees or 5 to 9 degrees Aquarius rising are likely to be feeling that mostly this month, and that's it for December. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, you might like to listen to that too, see if it makes any sense to you. Once again, may I wish you a happy time during the Christmas holidays, and I will see you the next time.